Yeah, I think first of all we have to say that was a beautiful night of soccer. I mean, two organizations that had great tradition, and you felt a beautiful atmosphere here in St. John's in Queens. So I think from that standpoint, it was a success because it was a soccer festival tonight. We were able to have the ball. We were trying to move the ball around. We were able to find two goals, but we have to give credit also to the Brooklyn Italians because they fought out until the end. They tried to, make it difficult on us. They tried to be organized. We were able to find the goals in the first half, and that allowed us to be able to, keep the ball. So I think it was just a good match tonight.
The game got especially physical in the second half. They get two yellow cards. Two players get two yellow cards sent off. Do you think that marred the game a little bit?
No, I think you have to expect that it's going to get that way sometimes. I think Brooklyn tried to get back into the game and try to fight, to try to get something out of it. And then sometimes, you get into situations like the one that we saw in two red cards. I think it was a little bit more of naive from their standpoint than just going badly to the players. But at the end, they stay 9 and we just try to control the ball.
Brooklyn play a game that they were not intimidated playing against the champions. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, no, I said it all along. I knew it was going to be that type of game. I knew that Brooklyn Italian was going to come here to try to play, to make it difficult. That we said, from the beginning that this was going to be our most difficult game in the U.S. Open Cup, and it was. It was a difficult game. We just were able to, have some players that had a good night tonight. Satella had a very good game, and some other players I think show up. Hagop, that hasn't played much, I think had a great game, and some other players as well. So I think that was the difference tonight, and we go happy from this result.
Now we can finally start talking about the upcoming match. We've been asking for weeks. So you have that history with the Metro Stars. You have the connection with Red Bull. For yourself, I mean, does this mean anything extra this next match against the New York Red Bulls?
More than for me, I think it means for soccer in New York. I think here it's not about Giovanni Savarese. He is about, growing the sport of soccer in this area. And I think these kind of games are the games that are going to make the sport grow. The games that are called derby per se. And that happens everywhere. So that will be the first time that two local teams will be able to play here in this area, professional teams, and I think it's exciting. I think it's going to be a good thing. Look at it the way you want to look at it. It's two organizations that are professionals, and I think it's going to be a great match. So I think we are excited about it, and I think New York needs these type of matches.
You're a second division team. Red Bulls are a first division team. What do you think you have to prove to the Red Bulls?
We don't have to prove anything to the Red Bull. I think we just have to come, play, do our game, and that's all. I think it's not about first, second division playing. I think we represent a very important organization, which is one of the most renowned organizations in the world from the United States, and we're just going to come with the group that we have to be able to play another match. It's another U.S. Open Cup, but definitely nothing for us to prove.
You said after the Indy match that you had learned some things about some guys that hadn't played much before this. Who impressed you the most, and what did you learn the most?
Always I'm going to tell you that the team impressed me the most. I think at the end of the day, today, the guys contribute into the team, and at the end, guys like Hagop, and others, and I mean, there's so many positive things. Dennison was able to play, finally a few minutes, and he looked good, and he looks like he's growing. So I think a lot of positives from today, and it's a week that is difficult because, as we said, it's 3 matches. Now we have to concentrate our way against the strikers. We have some guys that are hurt, so we have to manage. But the good thing that the roster, is deep, and every guy that had the opportunity to play does a good job.
It seems like every time Jimmy does put on the Cosmos jersey and plays, he seems to pop up with a goal. Can you talk about his knack for finding those goals?
We always say first is defending, and he did his job tonight in defending very, very well. If he can contribute on top, it's great. That's a plus, and he did today. So we know what he's able to do in the box. He's very strong. He finds goals like that, and he was very good for us today. But mostly the main concern was to be good defensively, and he did the job tonight.
I think it was 7 cards in all tonight. Is that a little New York pride on each side?
I think he got into a point in which Brooklyn Italians wanted to get back into the game, and then it related to some cards. So it happens because at the end these are derbies, and I think there's something special about it.
So even seeing how deep they were sitting early on, I mean, how much of a relief was it to get an early goal, and just to be able to open that up and stop it being too much of a long night?
Yeah, no, it's important. in these type of matches to be able to find a goal early in the game because the more that the minutes pass, the more exciting the team gets that you're playing against. So for us to have found the goal, it was a very good thing, and then for us it became better because then we could possess, knowing that we had the result, that had us at that point in front of the Brooklyn Italians.
You mentioned the word derby a couple of times now. Would you consider the Red Bulls a rival, even though you've never played them?
Listen, the two professional organizations, right? So I think it's definitely, when two teams from the same location on the same city play against each other, you call it, the way you want to call it, but at the end it's two teams that are going to be able to compete. It happens in every city. I mean, you look at what happened in Madrid, and now with the Champions League, they are special matches. If you want to put your best players or you want to play other players, at the end it's two organizations that are professional in the same area.
What's the status of Marcos Senna? He's injured.
Marco Senna is going to have to stay a little bit out of, he's not going to be able to be available for this weekend. He's going to have to continue doing therapy. We hope that he recuperates quicker than expected, and at least he's better. The diagnosis was better than we expected at the beginning.
What was his diagnosis?
It's groin. He had a pulled groin. And now we already started today his therapy, and hopefully he can come back very soon.
Last question, guys.
And Diaz?
Diaz already started training today. Jamal must be available ready for this weekend.
Any chance we're going to see Senna for the fourth round? Is that within the timetable?
It could be possible.
Okay.
It could definitely be possible. Thank you.